What's up, guys? Proton 2012 back with part 2 and the conclusion of the two-part series of my top 57 performance cards that I have in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and get right into the video. As you can see, left out on 29, so here's number 28. Chevy Silverado 1500. Got a pretty decent that time, 216.224. Like picking on a lot of other vehicles that you saw, there's still a lot of vehicles. It's too much to this category. As you can see over the whole video.
Almost home, driver guy.
Did reasonably well, very stable, great acceleration, and it does have a great top speed. But by it, it being so long, it does hurt it, going into the corners because it does feel a little heavy going into corners, but still not an overall bad vehicle. I have gotten lucky with this vehicle on certain occasions and beat some of the top cars, which was, pretty amazing. It wasn't just like a one-time thing. It was more than one, so it's a pretty reasonable truck if you get it down, get everything down right. Getting the corners, acceleration, and not letting it drift out. It's a great vehicle to have. Not too many complaints about this vehicle, but we're going to move right on into number 27. This vehicle is the BMW F82. This is another vehicle that I have acquired from the overall monthly sum. When I first got this car, I was like, it feels pretty well, pretty good. And I must admit, I expected a little bit more from the BMW. It's still an overall good vehicle. But it's still not going to be able to, compete those top cars the way like the Silverado had the potential to do that because of its high top speed. So in a top speed situation race, highway race, the Silverado just might, and I think the Silverado will be in one of the top 10 categories because of its torque. But anyway, it came in at 216.115, as you can see. It's getting shorter and shorter, getting closer and closer to that 215 mark. This vehicle is still a great vehicle to have. It's like I said, I always state this in my videos about these summer vehicles. They're great to have for a good reason, and that good reason is you can still use those vehicles in summer races when everybody has the same car. Moving right along, here you see the Nissan Skyline GTR, and I know in my last video I might have put Z34, but it's really an R34. Remember for that little mistake. But as you can see here, the number there says number 26, 216.041. It is a pretty good. It's a pretty good lap time. This Skyline
almost home, driver guy.
Corners very, very well. As you just saw then, I drove through a corner at almost. At either almost or 100 miles an hour, I'm not sure, because like I said, when I do these videos, I run my tests and then I come back and do my commentary. But it's still an overall great vehicle to have, topping coming in at the number 26 spot. So still, like I said, the Skyline is what I mentioned is a good starting car to have because it's able to use it in street, dirt, performance, raid, circuit, monster truck, drift, and drag. So it's a great vehicle, a great starting vehicle to have. But we're gonna go right on and get into the number 25 car, which is another truck. It is the Ford Raptor F-150 SVT. And as you can see, this truck is the first vehicle that breaks the 215 mark, and there are only two vehicles that came in at 215, which was another one of those shockers. I would not have expected the Ford Raptor to even come in at the high top speed and that high rank. It made the top 25 on the list. So this truck came in, at a 215.619. Has great grip, as you can see. Like I said,
almost home, driver
saw
guy.
The last two times I grazed vehicles, but I easily bumped or slid right off of them. I lost a little time, but still, even though I bumped that vehicle in this clip, the other clips that I tested this vehicle in, they still did not come in at the lap time that I got from right here. So this was the best lap time, the fastest lap time that I got with this truck. The slowest time that it got was a 0.512, which was okay, but I knew it had, like I said, I know when a vehicle has more potential about it, so I'm making sure I do more than one test so I can give you guys the best results. And like I said, it's possible for these vehicles to get even faster lap times, but since I'm the only one that's putting these kind of videos out, I would love to see if anybody could get a faster lap time. Yes, I don't throw shade at people, and I'm not just going to say, that people can't get a better lap time than me. But like I said in part one, until you show me a better lap time, this right here is going to be some of the fastest lap times you will see in these vehicles. Moving right along, number 24 vehicle. This is the Mercedes-Benz SL-AMG C197. And as you pretty much can tell, I had a lot of different Mercedes in this vehicle. I think I'm not missing too many more Mercedes-Benz from performance class, but this is another overall vehicle that's great to have. I think that it will do very well in the top speed video, which will be coming to you soon. But like I said, right now you see the lap time 2:15.432. It did reasonably well, but that top vehicle that's sitting up there under the 210 mark is very, very good, and it's going to be hard for any other vehicle besides the two that are closest to it that will be give that top car a run for its money. Moving right along, guys, we're going to go right on in to the number 23 car on the list. And this is the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. This is another vehicle that I was acquired through my season pass, which I wish they would still just give away free cars instead of trying to do it through the summer. I hope they bring that back, because they were giving away lots of cars, but it didn't seem like every month or maybe every couple of months we got we would get more than one vehicle. And I was really like maybe the summit will bring us more vehicles like we would like to see on the crew. I know a lot of people are asking about Bugattis. A lot of people are asking about a lot of the other cars that we really don't see that would make for great racing cars on this game. So hopefully we'll see that come into play on the crew soon, going on through the summit, and we can win it just by getting a platinum medal. But as you can see, this is the 23 car. It came in at 214.993, and like I said, this is another one of those long 214 categories. So that makes every car in this class pretty decent racing. If you were to race these cars, or somebody were trying to race you with these other vehicles, so you try to keep that in mind when you are picking your cars for racing. So we're gonna move right along. This is my number 22 car. This is the Chevy Corvette ZR1, and as you can see, not far from out what the Corvette Stingray put up. This is another vehicle that I used to just win racing in. A lot of other people that I race used to have Paganis and Lamborghinis and all these other types of vehicles. I used this vehicle for a long time because that was when I first got started with the crew. I didn't know much about the crew. So, I was just trying to get a car that felt good to me and was very comfortable. Then this vehicle is just that. It feels very comfortable. It is possible to take this car and beat other vehicles, but it will have to be driven almost, I'm not going to say perfectly, but you're going to have to get the cornering right, the braking, and how you accelerate through the corners. That's pretty much the keys to winning races on this game. And that took me a long time to really realize all of that. And it did take me a while to get my cars to 1299, and I'm still not done. Like I said, I still have two other classes of vehicles to get to that 1299. That's raid and circuit. but we'll get to those as soon as possible. This car you see 214975, which the Corvette Stingray came in at 214.993. So I say it's like pretty much overall make a good race, which I like. That I love to have cars that are that close and very competitive that will make for a good race. So you have a lot of vehicles that in this class that are close together that will make for a good and challenging race. So you'll really be able to put your skills to the test to find out how good you stack up against other people in the game. But we're gonna move right along. As you can see here, this is the 21st vehicle in the list, and this is my Ford GT. It came in at 214.823. Another great vehicle to have. This car, I know it does very, very well as a circuit vehicle. I'm just putting that out there because if you guys are looking for a good circuit vehicle, I already have a car as a circuit vehicle, and it is very, very, I'm not gonna say extremely dominant, but I have it designed with the loadout that I showed you, and it makes that car very, very good. And as you can see, that this car, I'm still being able to get platinum medals, and it's another car that you can use in more than just one class. If you can afford this car, you already have this car. Performance, it's okay. It's an okay vehicle in the performance, but it will do. I guarantee you, it's gonna be a much higher level in the countdown than what you see right here on the video in performance. So we're gonna move it right along into number 20. This is the Chevrolet Corvette C2, and that's another thing you'll notice in my video. I have a lot of Corvettes. I really do love the Corvettes in this game. As you can see right here, I would have to say by far this Corvette is my favorite. This Corvette is classified in muscle performance, and there are all different classes. You have muscle, sport, utility, super, and hyper. The hyper cars, you do the best, but they are not unbeatable if you, like I said, learn your car, learn to get the gripping, learn how it grips, learn when to brake, learn when to accelerate through corners so it doesn't drift out. All those things will play into your favor if you learn how to do them. And that's going to be another video that I'm going to bring, another part 2 to things that you need to know. And I'm going to do a lot of racing, and I'm going to show you exactly how I power through corners against PvP players. That'll give you an idea of just what I am capable of on the game, and you'll get a chance to see that. But anyway, you guys, as you saw, my Chevrolet Corvette C2 got a time of 2.214 .601, which is still all in the 214 range. So, and as you see, they slowly go down. Not too many seconds apart. They are all very, very close. But like I said, makes for a more interesting competitive race. Moving right along. Number 19 is the Lamborghini Murcielago LP640. Time came in at 214.566. Murcielago has a decent acceleration going into the corners that I'm going to show you. You see that corner? I used it. In a lot of my cars, you see me take that corner maybe 70, maybe 80. But in this car, it was one of the first cars. I think, don't hold me to that. I really wasn't paying attention as I was making the video how fast I was going into that curve. But right now, since I'm doing commentary, I can really look and see how fast I'm taking a lot of these curves. And I do know for sure that this car was the first one that I did get through that one of those corners at that 100-mile-an-hour mark. And traffic does play a big factor. You will really have to learn how to drive in traffic to take those corners in the way that I take them. It's one of the easiest things to do, but if you get it right, it will pay off for you greatly, because a lot of people won't take those corners at that speed. They will brake extremely hard. Sorry about that, guys. As I told you, I only have like
Almost home,
15
driver
minutes
guy.
of commentary time while I'm doing this video. But I was saying you will have to build your speed back up to try to catch those other guys when you're going into those corners at a slow rate of speed. But if you can take them at a high rate of speed and keep your car under control, it is great. You will still be able to stay up there with those top guys. But right here, this is my Subaru Breeze. Came in at number 18. Time of 2:14.507, and which is reasonably good. This car it's a pretty decent car in the street class as well, and I must admit it's a pretty decent car in the performance. I mean, it really does quite well. It's a great car to have. It has great grip, great acceleration, and if you get everything down right with this car, it will do you well. It's not a bad buy for that car. You can use it in other classes also. But moving right along, this car here only has 2 specs. This is one of the new cars that I also acquired in the Monday Summit at the Bonneville Southwest. This is the Mazda MX-5. It came with 17 and time of 2:14.475. When I first tested this car, it was one of the slowest, and I was like, this is probably gonna be this car's average time.
Almost home,
But as you
driver
can
guy.
see, that time that I thought was gonna be average, I ran the track again, and it blew the track out of this original time out of the water. It came in at 2:14.475, and it's another great car to have. You saw this vehicle tested in the street classes as well, but it doesn't do very good as a street car. It does okay, but as you can see, it's almost made the top 15 in the performance class. And also, I'm going to point out to you guys, as you can see, as I'm doing these races, I'm studying getting more and more of level 50 platinum parts for my vehicles. Is because of I do have the necessary parts to get my vehicles to $12.99, but if there's a level 50 part in each class in each part of for these cars, you have 4 level 50 parts for each vehicle. So once you get all of your parts for your vehicle, and you are let's just say you are in one of the races that I was showing you the faction bonus, I was using my gear and I had each and every part in the level 50, and instead of just getting some random part like a bumper or rims or anything like that, I was getting the $66,000 plus an additional $16,000 to $18,000 extra because I have all of the parts. And I was just like, well, if I'm gonna keep getting this is gonna be the way I make my money. So if you guys have a vehicle that you use, and when the fashion bonus comes out, you use that vehicle and you will get extra money. I'm just putting that in there. It's another thing I'm going to put in each things you need to know. Right here, you see my number 16 vehicle, my Dodge Ram SRT10, came in at 214.450, which is a very great truck. You see it's way up the list from the other 2 trucks, well, all of the trucks, including the Escalade. But it's still not on the pace. It didn't make the top 15, but it's still an overall great truck to have. It'll do you well in a straight line. And like I said, I will show you guys all of that in the video very soon. I just have to continue to get all of my other vehicles and grade and circuit to $12.99. But we're going to move right along. This starts the top 15 class. This is the McLaren 12C. This is another one of the first vehicles I had when I got the season pass. I think it was like 3 different, maybe 4 different packs of cars that they gave me, and this car was in one of those packs. This car is great in acceleration. It's great in grip. It lacks that top speed power to win every race, but it's still an overall great car. And I've seen people win races with this car. I have won a lot of races with this car. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you it's a bad car. No, it is not. It is a great car. It really is, and it will do you well in races. Like I said, I don't think you are looking for when you're going into a PvP race. You're looking to get into the top 3, and that will take you up from bronze to and on up. Bronze, silver, gold, and on. This car came in 214.104. No, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, you guys have to look over me because right now I'm on my meds for my back. I mean, this is on one of my things. This is one of my passions here that I love to do for you guys, and just to showcase these cars in their prime. Even though I am, a little bit woozy, I said to myself, this video has got to get put up. I've already got the first part up, and this will finish it, and I will begin working on getting raid vehicles ready to get to 12.99, and you guys will be able to see that I have a couple of vehicles 12.99. But if you guys are looking for a good starting vehicle in the race spec, I'm going to suggest to you the Chevy Silverado. It has great power, great acceleration, and great grip. And you can test that theory if you want to. I do not mind. Like I said, I'm just only doing cars that I know that I have driven and tested and won races with. But anyway, as you can see, this is my other Shelby GC500, but this is the 1967 version, and it came in at 213.967, well above the newer version. And I feel like that was, it did a pretty awesome job compared to its newer version. But we're gonna move right along, you guys. Now this car, it is a great car in acceleration. This is the performance version of the Hot Rod HUP1. And as you can see, we have the Shelby was the first car to break that 213 barrier, and this car is another one that's in that 213 category. I said we have a lot of vehicles that are in the 213 category, but some of them are slightly quicker than the other. And it's gonna keep going like that for a few more cars are gonna be right there in that same category, same 212, just a little faster than the other. But as you can see, this is a car came in at 13, and it came in at time of 213.770. And I've stated this in my video before. I see a lot of people that do not have this car, but I do have all the locations for this hidden vehicle, and that's each and every hidden vehicle that's on the game. You guys need help finding those hidden parts so you can go ahead on and acquire this car. I can help you with that. All you do, send me a message on my YouTube channel, or you can hit me up at Potane2012. But we're gonna move right along, get into the next cars, number 12, and this is the Lamborghini, excuse me if I'm saying this wrong, Miura SV. This car came in at 213.626. Now this car I just recently acquired. I've not had it that long, but when I bought it, I immediately started doing test runs with it, and the grip on this car is absolutely amazing. And I don't know if it's because of the wheels or the tires in the back are bigger than the ones in the front. I really don't know what makes this car grip the way it does. It does have great grip and acceleration, but once again, this is one of the cars that lacks that overall power to get it up into that top spot. But as you can see, this Lamborghini does do better than a newer version, Lamborghini, which is the Murcielago. And they're saying something. It seems like the older cars have a lot more power, and that's in a lot of cases. But we'll get into that in another one of my need to know videos. Moving right along, and this right here was an absolute shock. This is the Mini Cooper S Countryman All 4, and I'm going to tell you, like I said in my first part series of this, it's not about the speed in these lap races or point-to-point races, whatever you want to call it.
Almost home, driver
It's
guy.
all about how the vehicle grips and how it accelerates through those corners. If you can accelerate and grip these vehicles through the corners, it's not going to matter about your top speed. Top speed is only going to matter in a straight line or a highway race. That's when it's going to count for you. But right here, you see this car came in at number 11, 213, 495. I almost hit that top 10 spot, but you could not keep the number 10, this car from getting to that number 10 spot. And I honestly expected this next vehicle to do a little bit better, but no, they pretty much, and I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna agree with me on this. This car that's you are about to see in the next clip is far from its prime. If this car was in its prime the way it should be, this car would not be able to be touched in a lap race or a straight line race. Right here, you guys, we have the Koenigsegg Agera R. This is a $1 million car, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows this. When you first buy this car, it says top speed with stock 270 miles per hour. And only way we get 270 miles an hour, anything close to that with any of these cars, is through slipstream. We don't want facts from slipstream. That's why I said I'm going to do a top speed test, and I'm going to tell you exactly what this car can get up to in its actual top speed on the game, and you will see that it's nowhere near this 270 mile per hour mark. But as you can see, it still made the top 10 with a time 2:13.193. It's still a great vehicle to have. Do not get me wrong, just because this car is the number 10 vehicle, that does not mean it does not have the ability to win races, because this is another vehicle that I have won a lot of races in. I've won many races in this car, and I still race this car today. I still race a lot of my cars today, which I'm going to eventually get back to racing all of my vehicles. But we're going to move right along. As you can see, we are finally at our number 9 vehicle. This is the RUF CTR3, and as you can really see, this RUF got a much better lap time than is the other RUF. There's still one RUF that I have to acquire, which I should be working on getting that soon. I don't exactly know when. Like I said, I'm going to tell you guys, I spent, just so I can get this video up for you guys, I had over $5 million that I had won from the faction bonus races. I spent all of that just to get these cars to $12.99 so I can get this video posted up for you. And as you can see, and as we see here, the LaRuff RT35 came in at 217.074, and this Ruff, the CTR3, came in at 213.154, so it's much better than the other Ruff. And pretty much everybody knows this, they say Ruff, but these cars are simply Porsches, or Porsche, whatever you guys call them. I pretty much know they pretty much doesn't matter to me. It's still an overall good vehicle, but this vehicle in particular is considered a hypercar, so it does have the ability to get down around the tracks quicker, and it does have the ability to win races. Now this is a vehicle that really surprised me. This is the Ferrari F40, came in at number 8, time 213.064. Now this vehicle is another vehicle that does have the ability to win races. It has the grip, it has the acceleration, and it has the power. It just did not have enough grip to get it to that number 1 top spot as the number 1 car. It grips the road better than any car that I have driven in the performance class. But as you can see, this is another vehicle that I have acquired through winning the summit. Well, not win. I'm not going to say winning the summit. I apologize for that. I'm going to say getting a platinum medal in the summit. That's why I say, you guys, if you don't have the wild run content, it's pretty much the only way you're going to be able to get new vehicles for put vehicles. They're gonna put these cars in the summit maybe once or twice. There's my two monthly summits with these vehicles, and after that, you wait a couple of days, and then you'll see them cars up there saying they just been added to the game. You're gonna have to buy them. So I'm always watching the summit, so I know what new cars they're gonna put up there. If I feel like I just want the car, I'm going to enter the summit. I'm going to get that platinum medal, and I'm going to. Each and every time they put a new vehicle on this game, I'm going to get it just because it's a free vehicle, and that's another vehicle that can be tested and added on in a video to show you guys what it's capable of. Now here is an example of what I mean by it's not about speed, it's all about grip. This is a Nissan Fairlady Z432 PS30, and as you can see with its grip, which is extremely awesome. This car grip the road is very lightweight. It has great acceleration through the corners, and it has great grip in the corners. As you can see, it got a time of 2:12.303. That was a great time for this car. This car absolutely shocked me to be able to get the number 7 spot over a lot of the faster cars. Now, this car, I know we're not going to see it in that top 10 mark when it comes down to overall top speed. But, I've been shocked here, so I could be shocked again. But either way go, guys, this is a great car to have. Another vehicle that was given to me from my season pass. We're going to go right on, get into the number 6 vehicle. Another great vehicle to have, another vehicle that came from season pass for me. This is the Celine S7 Twin Turbo. Another vehicle that I have won a lot of races in, and as you will see, this car grips the road like a cheetah, and it is overall acceleration and gripping ability through the corners is absolutely awesome, and I like that about this car. That's why I continually to race this car, and I really do think it's a great vehicle to have. But I have not, since I had this car, I wouldn't be able to tell you a price range for it, but it's still a good vehicle for you guys to have. And you can see it came in at 212.924, which it just missed the top 5, not by much. But this will be the last vehicle in that 212 mark. The next vehicle was made the top 5. We are moving up a level, a second quicker from the 212s will be 211.152, and that vehicle is this one right here. This is the McLaren F1, and I know a lot of people know about the McLaren. This McLaren is very lightweight, also has great acceleration and great grip, and as you will see, I was able to get those corners pretty decent speed. And like I said, the traffic played a big part into the way that I was going through those corners, but as you can see, when I had the chance to get in those corners and nice and tight without having to worry about braking a whole lot, I was able to turn those corners at a high rate of speed, as you will see right here. Took that corner at over 110 miles per hour. That's key factor of how I get my lap times in these races. And once you guys learn how to power your car through those curves with its grip and its acceleration and keep it from drifting, you will be able to get these same exact times that I am getting, or better. I would love to see you guys, come race with me, get up, and if you beat me, hey, I have nothing to say. I'm a competitor. I'm not unbeatable, not shit in a way. You let me keep playing this game, maybe things would change, but right now I'm not unbeatable. I'm just a overall great racer when it comes down to this game, and I pretty much just love to race. I take on all challenges. I don't care if you glitch, your mod, whatever. I'm still going to race, and you're still going to have to outdrive me. But we're gonna move
Almost
right
home, driver
along
guy.
into the next vehicle. We got the number 4 spot. This is the Lamborghini Aventador LP704. And as you can see, we've already jumped right out of the 211 and moved into the 210. This car came in at 210.785. I learned about this Aventador's grip, acceleration, and speed in one of the summit qualifiers. It was a car that they gave to you if you didn't have in the summit qualifier. And the first time I drove this car, I won the race by a dominant time of over 20 seconds. And ever since I have bought this car, I am unbeaten with it. This is one car that I have driven, raced, and I have not been beaten with that car, not once. And I've had it for more than 2 months now. So you pretty much can tell you what that car is capable of. And here, right here, we have the number 3 vehicle. This is the Ferrari 450A Special. This is another vehicle that came with one of my first season pass packs, and it is a great car. The grip and the acceleration on this car will do wonders for you. And as you can see right there, I did take the corner at that 100 mile per hour mark that I usually do, but I had already made up for that way before the race started. I was taking corners, a lot of corners I took when the race first started. I will go back and give you guys an idea of just how fast I can take some of these corners, and you will be able to see just exactly what I am able to do. If you want, send me a message and I will use this exact same race, and I will show you that I can take the first corner, the first hard corner on this game at over 200 miles per hour. And I will pause the video and just leave it up there, and you guys will see that it is possible to take those corners. That will make your lap times a lot better. But this, as you can see, this is a still great vehicle to have. It's another vehicle that I have not been beaten with yet. There's 2 vehicles. Moving right along, this is a car I just acquired right before I started making these videos. This is the Le Ferrari. I have 2 Ferraris that are in the top 2 spots. And if you really look, we have in the top spots, we have 4 Ferraris in the top 10 in the top spots. Nope, sorry you guys, I told you, had to look over me. A little off, but I was mistaken. One of the cars for a Ferrari, but it's not. It's 3. I just have so many cars, it's just kind of hard to keep up with all of them. I have over 150 cars that are $12.99, so it's kind of hard to keep up with them. I have these things written down on paper while I'm testing, so excuse me if I get something wrong. But anyway, you have the Le Ferrari, the Ferrari 450A Special, and the Ferrari F40, which all came in the top 10 of the class. You see, this car came in at 209.096. It's a little bit quicker than the Ferrari 450A Special with the 209.242, but it's still a great vehicle to have. This car has acceleration, it grips, and it has the power to oversteer, and you can understeer with it also. So that makes this car extremely dangerous. But here you have it, you guys, the number 1 car in my countdown. This is the Pagani, and like I'm always saying, forgive me if I say it wrong, Hyra, or however you guys pronounce it, came in at 2 minutes and 8 seconds, .147. I want you guys to pay close attention to how this car takes corners at way faster speed than some of the other cars I would use. This is the corner that I usually take it at a high rate of speed, but once again, I took the first corner of the game, of the race, at a high rate of speed at over 200 miles an hour. When I say that, we're talking in the range of 202 to 214 miles an hour, which I took the first corner at that speed. So that made a lot up for the lap time that I acquired. And like I said, this right here is the #1 vehicle. So guys, if you do not have this vehicle, I suggest that you get it as soon as possible. It will be a very dominant vehicle for you. But very soon, there'll be more performance videos and other vehicles of top speed. But until then, you guys, I hope you like the video. Keep watching.